Hi, it's Matt from Excel Pro Tech, and today I want to talk you through choosing the right antivirus software for you and your dear beloved ones. So, what people tend to normally do when they're looking for an antivirus, they tend to get recommendations from a friend, or they seek advice from a professional. And sometimes the advice that you get from a friend on choosing an antivirus isn't the best. Maybe they've just used it. Maybe they don't go on the same sort of sites as you, and it's fine for them, but it might not be fine for you. So what I want to do is give you a bit more of an idea on how to choose the best antivirus, and based on statistics, etc., etc. So this is the way that I have chosen how to. This is the method I've used to choose what to provide my customers with, and to choose what I don't provide my customers with in terms of antivirus. So let's get some statistics. Let's get some statistics up. Here we go. So one of the sites that I use is a site called avcomparatives.org. So on this website you can see that it is basically, you have a number of antivirus packages that they have tested against real world threats, and it shows you how many false positives that each of them have, and what the percentage of the threats is that they have neutralized when they've been tested. Now, the latest real world protection test was from November 2016, so it's a little out of date now, but generally the results tend to stay about the same. So we can see, for instance, that Avast achieved a 99.7% detection and blocked rate. It also had 7 false positives, so that's where it will detect a program or a file as a potential threat, when actually in fact it isn't. So we can see here that the top runners, the ones that have got 100% from November 2016, are Avira, Bitdefender, and Trend Micro. So, and what you will see is, if I go back through some of the months, let's go back to October. Generally, the same few antivirus packages will achieve the same results. So we actually got AVG actually blocked 100%. Avira again 100%, Bitdefender again 100%, Tencent, never even heard of that, Threat Track Viper was 100%, Trend Micro was 100% as well. So although it had 22 false positives on the Trend Micro, but nothing like being safe and secure, I guess. So, oh, sorry, we forgot F-Secure there, but that had 50 false positives on it, so it was trying to get rid of 50 files that were actually safe. Go figure. So yeah, basically what you can do, you can go back through the months in a site like this and see how the antivirus actually performed. So if you've been into my shop recently, you will know that I sell Bitdefender, and again, the reason I've chosen Bitdefender to sell is because it's quite a low. It doesn't interfere with any programs really. It's always scoring well above. It's nearly always 100% blocking rate. There are very few times that it hasn't achieved 100% in 2016, and that's the reason that I choose it. Now, there are also other tests as well that you can have a look at. Performance test, for instance. Let's go for 2016 October, and this will tell you basically how much it will impact on your system. So lava soft, the greater the number, the point of points in here, the more impact it will have on your system. So Trend Micro, Sophos, Microsoft, Lavasoft are fairly high on the performance impact score, whereas again Bitdefender is fairly low. Avira is probably the lowest, with ESET and McAfee, surprisingly. So yeah, that's one thing to do if you've got a slower system. You want to be choosing one of the antiviruses that are lower on the impact score, as opposed to these ones that are scoring very high. And so that's one of the sites where you can have a look and just sort of see which you think the best antivirus is for you. As I say, in my shop I sell Bitdefender, and I found it to be a really, really good antivirus. And as I say, it doesn't impact that much on performance of the computer when it is running. So that was chart.av-comparatives.org. So let's go on to another one. This is from av-test.org, and this gives you more of a, I think they score at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They score all of the antiviruses on out of 6 on protection, performance, and usability. So again, this one is from October 2016. Hopefully come February we'll have some 2017 comparatives for you. So again, you're seeing pretty similar results as to what you saw in the AV comparatives. So Avira again is full marks on everything. Bitdefender losing a few marks on performance, but it's full marks on the rest of them. And sometimes what you'll see between the difference between the sites is that there are Kaspersky doing very well as well, full marks. Quick Heal, which I've never heard of. So yeah, what I was saying is there'll be different antiviruses in between the two sites. So if you are looking at one, say Threat Viper, there's a bit more information on here than what there is on AV comparatives. So you can basically have a look at both of them. And what I would say about AV comparatives is that month on month it doesn't do the same ones. So you will get the usual suspects like Bitdefender, Bullguard, etc., and Trend Micro, but sometimes you will have different ones like Threat Track Viper that hasn't been tracked all year. I think it's either only recently started showing it or they've discontinued testing it, something like that. So that is something to keep in mind. You'll need to go back through some of the months and some of the tests and to see what they have done. But yeah, between these two sites, you should get a pretty good overview of how your antivirus that you currently have does. Or if you are looking at getting an antivirus, which you should really do, you can have a look and see which one is going to be the best one for you. So that is how I chose the antivirus that I have in the shop, and it's a fairly decent way of doing it. And this is the way that I suggest people have a look, and when they are looking for an antivirus to install on their system. So you also see on this AV test there are mobile. Okay, so Android. There is antivirus tests for Android corporate users as well. So Bitdefender do something called Gravity Zone, which is very good, which can be used in a corporate environment. So yeah, that's basically what I wanted to show you today. A decent way to make sure that your system is protected and to have a look and see how your antivirus performs as well against all the other ones, and see if it stacks up basically. and this is how I've chosen Bitdefender. And interestingly, Bitdefender also, a few of the other antiviruses actually use the Bitdefender engine. So BullGuard, just below it there, does. Now they will. The people from BullGuard get a bit upset when you mention this to them, but it does only actually use a tiny part of the Bitdefender engine now. I'm told from BullGuard, but yeah, they get a bit upset when you start mentioning that their product is using. They basically try and defend it, but and say it's only a small part, which I don't know. I don't code these things, but yeah, it does use a tiny part of the Bitdefender engine, and so that's another reason that I chose Bitdefender to sell in their store, is because if other companies are using their engine, they must have a good engine for them to use it. So. That is my reasoning behind it. Here are the facts, and so that you can make your mind up about what antivirus you should be choosing. So my name is Matt from XL Pro Tech. Thank you very much for watching, and make sure that you get a decent antivirus by looking at these websites. Thank you very much. Bye bye.